What's up, fam? It's your boy Demuir here, purveyor of all sounds underground. Thank you for joining me on my YouTube channel today, which, by the way, we've hit a significant milestone at 3,000 subscribers. So I appreciate y'all for that, but I'm still going to ask you for that SLC. Hit subscribe, like, comment, and more importantly, hit the notifications bell to stay in tune with the new videos that we have up and coming. All right, so today's video is all based on a movie that I seen recently featuring Bob Ross, an amazing visual artist who did canvas or not oil-based paintings, but anyway, he did paintings.
Yeah. We just have to sort of make a decision where we want the little stream to come from. Maybe back in here. And I know this is going to look like we're destroying everything. Don't worry about it. We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
Within a specified amount of time, and I think it was under half an hour most of the time, and it would be broadcast all over PBS, a number of different stations. And I remember seeing it as a kid growing up, and further on in my adult years, it's still kind of like a meme-worthy thing. And I had no idea that this heartbreaking story existed, where Bob Ross entered a business relationship with a couple known as the Kowalskis. And as a result of entering that business relationship, he unfortunately doesn't allow his kids, his offspring, his family to benefit from the creations of his work. And I say he doesn't allow because he entered that business relationship that enabled the unfortunate outcome. Now, all this to say, and I'm sorry, it's a spoiler alert, he did take a number of steps to try and avert that and was unsuccessful at it. I highly recommend checking out the movie because it really does apply to us as DJs and producers creating original work and content. So point number one, let's discuss what is IP or intellectual property exactly. Intellectual property refers to the creations of mind, being any sort of invention, literary or artistic work, as well as, signs, symbols, images, names, or your particular logo that is used in the business of commerce. So in today's language, I would affectionately call this AKA your shit, your creations. These are the things you absolutely need to protect by all means necessary. And point number two, this one is a critical one that I absolutely ask that if you take anything away from this video, it is this point, which is to evaluate any business relationship that you are about to enter. You need to ask yourself the question, how will this affect me in the long run? Will this affect my overall legacy in terms of what I'm trying to achieve? Is it a relationship that I can exit easily with little to no scars attached to it, be it emotional or financial? And it sounds like I'm talking about entering a intimate relationship with someone, although you could cascade it to that. The next thing you need to ask yourself is this person or organization or people, are they coming with negative luggage attached to them that could potentially affect me? These are critical questions that you need to ask yourself rather than just saying, oh my God, they're giving me $200,000 as an advance for a publishing contract and I'm just going to take the money and run with it. No, because it has severe implications. So absolutely ask yourself those questions. And point number three, I'm taking this back from my corporate days and I'm having almost an aneurysm thinking about service levels, management, and all the other bullshit that was attached to it. However, I did learn a lot of good, positive things from it, which is how to measure success, KPIs, key performance indicators. What will be the things that you agree to as a team entering a relationship? What will define success in order for you both to feel like, okay, this is working out? For me, it's always been, I need to maintain absolute 100% control and ownership of my content. And if that's not going to pop off as a, as an assumption going into any sort of agreement, then I know it's not a business relationship for me. But as well, you could clarify the expectations of the relationship by having key performance indicators outlined. And I'm not talking about like crazy numbers, but it's important to say, okay, we're going to look for X% of growth on a YouTube channel as a result of you getting involved, even though I maintain 100% of the content. But you need to identify those goals up front. And that's just one simple measure. But it's important you have these defined between all parties involved, because people can come back and anchor to something. So when something isn't actually going very well, you can discuss how to improve it, or you can discuss, okay, let's just call it George right here and move on. And point number 4, I got this one from Oprah. It is super, super important, and it goes hand in step with making sure you're maintaining absolute control and ownership over your content. It only needs to be a minimum of 51% in the business relationship. And this one is critical because it will force you and the other parties to anticipate that you all need to learn the numbers. So you be the person that signs the check. If it's a business relationship you absolutely care about and everybody wants to make sure they get paid, make sure that no one can get paid unless you sign the check or have access to understanding how the numbers flush out and who got paid when and where, etc. It's absolutely important to be able to follow the trail of how much is coming in and how much is going out. And the last point number 5 here, is to understand that nothing, absolutely nothing is for free, especially when it comes from an investor. As an investor myself, I could tell you wholeheartedly, we are looking first and foremost for a return on investment. And if we see a business opportunity, some are more ruthless than I am, we want to understand how we can own the shit for life. And there's a lot of record labels and people that operate this way, and you need to start thinking about your relationships in this manner when it comes to the production of any lyrics and or music that you're putting out for the purpose of commerce/sales, or the purpose of making money. You just need to think about that. So when someone comes along and says, I'm going to give you X amount of dollars in exchange for control, anything more than that magic number of 51% I was indicating to you earlier, you need to pause that, renegotiate the terms, and make sure that it is fair, not only to yourself, but to both parties involved. But investors, depending on the size of the deal, the look of the opportunity, their overall business intention, it's better for you to enter that relationship and understand that nothing is for free. And there you have it. Those are my thoughts on intellectual property and ownership. This video is slightly different than my previous video on, content creation and why I think it's so important to move with those times because of platforms like Patreon and other platforms that reward creators, whether you're doing a podcast or music or whatever. This one is vitally important because it extends to relationships, not only when it comes to the regards of your releasing of music, but as well as music publishing, and then we can get into more of the content stuff. So anyway, I hope this video was of value to you. Bob's story, incredible creative guy, gave so much to the world and to people on a personal level. I highly recommend you watch the movie, despite my spoiler alert there. But check it out. You'll definitely learn something from the experience. Much love and respect to you. Peace.